Trump transition is concerned. We're told there's a final 4 candidates for Secretary of State, probably retired General David Petraeus among the final 4, considering his handling of classified information that he pled guilty to lying to the FBI. Would you feel comfortable with General Petraeus as Secretary of State?
You know, during my trips to theater, I met with David Petraeus and with General McChrystal. These are unique and amazing officers. Did General Petraeus make a mistake that was certainly significant? Yes. But the specifics of his mistake, I think, have to be looked at if you're going to consider his sharing of classified information was with somebody who was an academy graduate, a cleared personnel, not cleared for that information, but certainly not a risk. Did he say something that was untrue to cover that up? Yes. But I think, Wolf, we have to consider that around here, those of us who saw him in theater on our trips to the combat zone have never been more impressed with any officer. And so the idea that he's being considered is one that I think Republicans and Democrats, if they're honest, are going to tell you he certainly should be considered. He is a uniquely qualified former military officer. You
know, your critics, Congressman, will say you're being hypocritical, given what you said about Hillary Clinton's dealing with classified information. And you heard the FBI director, James Comey, among others, saying what he did, General Petraeus, was worse than what she did.
Well, you got to remember, you know, we've had others lie to Congress. Certainly, I believe Hillary Clinton lied to Congress. I certainly believe that Clapper lied to Congress. But having said that, what we have is an officer who lied to cover up an affair. It was wrong. Certainly shouldn't have done it. He's been punished considerably. I'm not saying he's the best choice or the first choice. What I'm saying is his military career, his ability to see through the battlefield and to make a real difference in a war that was going badly before he came on the scene, certainly causes him to be considered at a very high level. And he's a trusted confidant of many people in his post-military career. So I'm not making that decision. That is uniquely President-elect Trump's. But he's considering 4 candidates. Each of them has what some would say some flaws, but all of them have traveled, met with these foreign leaders, have a great deal of experience, and I applaud the President-elect for doing the right thing, which is not closing any doors till after he's considered all the candidates.
Mitt Romney had some very kind words for Donald Trump after their dinner in New York last night. Would you support Mitt Romney as Secretary of State?
Well, it must have been a really good dinner. The reality is it's very hard to look past what Mitt Romney did post President-elect Trump being the nominee of our party. But if President-elect Trump can do it, then I think the rest of us need to look at that and say that's his decision. The American people elected him to make these tough decisions. I would hope that I could be as forgiving. But of course, I'd also hope that I could be as forgiving as Ronald Reagan was of H.W. Bush, who called his economic plan a great one that worked, voodoo economics. So there's a history of great presidents looking beyond slights, and perhaps this is one of them.